Charles Davis is on the call for Sunday afternoon's Jets game in Denver. Charles, who do you credit the Jets' surprising start to?
I think it's a combo plate, Chris, and I'll start with Joe Douglas, our general manager. Remember, he was hired before Robert Saleh, and he ended up hiring Robert Saleh. And now they're in lockstep. But it starts with Joe Douglas for putting together this roster. Free agency, draft. The last two drafts have been particularly strong, and those guys are playing really well for them. And then hiring Robert Saleh, and as I said, being in lockstep in terms of philosophy, how they want to build an organization, put a culture together for the team, although we use culture with every ball club we ever talk about. But for the Jets, it was really important. And remember, they were 4-13 last year, but you felt like something was starting to happen there. I'm not sure we thought it would happen to where they're 4-2 right now, Chris. I think that'd be a little disingenuous. But at the same time, you saw it starting to build, and now it's taking root and taking hold. And remember, Robert Saleh's pet phrase is what? All gas, no brake. You see that all over the facility. But they're doing it with intelligence, not recklessness. And you see that starting to happen for them right now, too.
Yeah, I don't know how long this game's been on your schedule, but if there was a 4-2 team and a 2-4 team, you'd think it'd be the other way around. But the Broncos have the worst offense in terms of points per game this season. They've only reached the 20-point mark once. They're 2-4 after losing to the Chargers in overtime. So many issues on offense. Where do you even start at this point?
It's a great question. So why don't we just go through a list? Because I think that's what we have, right? An unsettled offensive line. Okay, you've had a lot of changes there. They lost Garrett Bowles, their left tackle, against Indianapolis to a broken leg. Week 1, they lost Quinn Minard to starting guard. Billy Turner had to come off the IR, and he played for the first time last night, ended up moving in at right tackle. And Cam Fleming, who'd been playing right tackle, switched to left tackle for Calvin Anderson. So they've been very unsettled there. They lost Javonte Williams, one of the premier young runners in the game. He's gone for the season with a knee injury. Thought Melvin Gordon would be the replacement. He had 3 carries in the game against the Chargers on Monday night and then was not heard from again. In fact, it looks like he's been bypassed by Latavius Murray, who they just picked up, who'd been with the Saints earlier this year, and also Mike Boone, who's also on the roster. When you got to talk about the receivers and Russell Wilson not having coordination and not in sync. Okay, Cortland Sutton's gotten the majority of the passes, but where's KJ Hamler? Where's Jerry Jeudy? Okay, trying to get all that taken care of. And then, of course, you just get into the situational football. You're talking about not converting on third downs, not getting anything done in the red zone, which they call the gold zone. There you haven't found any gold so far this season. They've missed many opportunities. And let's be honest about it. Overarching everything is Russell Wilson, who has not been the Russell Wilson we have seen throughout his career. And he started awfully hot last night, but I think it was 3 for his last 15. So, 3 of 15 in the second half. So that faded and fizzled on them. They're averaging about 16 points a game, 15.5 points per ball game. And the defense is playing really well, but they can't keep pace with that.
It's bad right now, and if it doesn't get any better soon, it could get worse. What are the future repercussions for the Broncos if they don't turn it around this season?
Well, they're on a run where they haven't made the playoffs since Super Bowl 50. Think about that. The Denver Broncos, one of the premier franchises that's going. Remember, they've got brand new owners right now who didn't hire anyone who's in place, GM, coach, etc. They didn't make the deal on Russell Wilson's contract. So all that will be examined by the new ownership. I'm not saying that something happens tomorrow. I'm not saying that they panic. I'm not saying they do anything. I think everyone will get a fair shake. But you know what it's like in this world, Chris. If the people who hired you aren't there anymore and there's new people coming in, they may not feel the same way about you as the other people did. So this team has got to get it together and start playing well. Nathaniel Hackett, first-year head coach, been some decisions have been made that have been a little bit of puzzler along the way as he tries to find his footing. Brought in Jerry Rosberg to help him with game management. Jerry's one of the better coaches out there, so hopefully that'll keep getting better. But right now, the future, it's a little uncertain for them. They've got to start winning some ball games in order to solidify their future.
Starts this Sunday, 4:05 Eastern time on CBS. Cannot afford to fall to 2-5 with a home loss to the Jets.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.